I'm doing mine.
I'll hit you on one last one, Thorin. Okay, right. It's another historical one, but I really do genuinely believe it, right? If TSM had got out of that fucking group at Worlds, they would have been a Worlds finalist in 2016. The TSM team with the Samsung Galaxy and RNG, because they would have drawn, like, the way the groups would have worked, they would have drawn into H2K at C9 and then H2K, and then they would have been in World Finals versus like T1 on their side of the bracket. And 100% they could have won that bracket because they would have been in Samsung SSG's position instead. And I'm telling you, they could have been in the finals instead of that. And people do not want to hear that. And they would have been like the first Western team to make a World Final. And that's the difference a BO1 against RNG can make in like history, because one group game loss and a double lift Lucian E later, right? What they call it, and history is completely marked differently because that team was genuinely good. And here, you think I'm coping? Go back, you can even check. Kelsey Moser has them as the second best team at the tournament over like Rocks Tigers and stuff. She's got them as the second best team. So like there was like genuine things, but nobody. Not a person would ever look at that TSM team and be like, greatest Western team, like, of course, best Western team in 2016. Like, no one like thinks about that, and that obviously that reason. But genuinely believe it, because if you go look at the matchups, like I think all those teams are beatable. Like they've just beat C9, like, and beating C9 was literally their job for like two, 3 splits. They had literally never lost to them. That's not to say they wouldn't lose to them at Worlds, but if you know how the bot lane matchup works, they were getting annihilated. And then H2K, now that one's a bit like trickier. H2K were on the rise, but you know, Bjergsen was in unbelievable form and Ryu wasn't. Like, Bjergsen's the only person that beat Crown at that World Championship, not called Faker. He's the only guy that beat him at that tournament, and he absolutely smashed him both times. Like, in lane. So everyone like talks about like Crown, unbelievable mechanics, unbelievable. Like, Bjergsen was... That was peak of his powers, Bjergsen. He just had an unlucky team experience.
You're smoking, man. You're smoking. I'm sorry, I've been very nice, but like this one is no, it's... I mean, I feel like the first H2K was just a much better team, I think, overall. I mean, they still got the best of many teams. I'm looking at the record, right? Yeah, they did 1-1 against... Right, yeah, it was no. In groups, it was against Edward Gaming, and this team was really good back then. It was Corwan, Clearlove, Pound, and Scout. And Deft, right? There was these players. So they already played amazing. I think that with the confidence they had, I don't think that anyone would have beaten H2K. And the Samsung Galaxy, there is 0% chance, man. They literally, like, this is the biggest like copium I've ever seen. Like,
he means like, if he beat them in the group, though, to get out, not in the best of 5. He means in the group.
Then, like, they were winning. They beat Samsung Galaxy in one game, right? And then they were winning the next game, and then double lift like emptied it, right?
But then they would have faced SKT. No, if they take the position of RNG, they're facing SKT. So they would have done nothing.
They would have taken the position of Samsung Galaxy. Like, because if they had beaten Samsung Galaxy twice, like, they would have taken their position in the group. Okay. And they would have went out of the group.
Because of the group draw. Okay. No, I can see clearly through the smoke. So a little bit less because, they can beat C9, and you can say it's a tie versus H2K, and then it would have been World Finals. I mean, I leave it to Thorin because Thorin's gonna say, "But they didn't," and that's it. That's a.
By the way, it is plausible, but the problem is, notice you again did create the most bullshit Worlds bracket of all time. You made a bracket of Worlds which is H2K ANX and then C9 TSM. Like, spoiler, that is the only way you could have had TSM in the finals. But I'll also say as well, to be fair, like if you actually do look at that bracket too, like they would, but the difference is they would never in 1 million years win the final though. Like they would absolutely 100% probably get 3-0 smoked by T1 complete. I will say though, the reason that would have been insanely hype, but it didn't happen, is, bro, you would have had Jensen versus Bjergsen in the quarterfinals in a BO5. Can you even imagine the viewership that would have had? That would have like been fucking bonkers. Because that is still to this day the saddest thing about fucking Worlds, is that except for that one time when Fnatic played Cloud9 in Season 8, you never fucking get the playoff matchup. Like, all we ever needed was like a Fnatic TSM or something, in like quarters. That would have like broken all the Western viewership shipwreck. So I know what you mean. It's not impossible. It's also because, a bit like when you made fucking Humanoid the best LEC player. Yeah, over like the worst month of LEC ever or something. Yeah, you're right. So you are using that logic, as they say in America. It's like being the prettiest Denny's waitress. It's like at the end of the day, you are just a waitress in Denny's, mate. Now get me my fucking pancakes or whatever that shit they serve there. Fried eggs. It's not a fucking, it's not Gucci catwalk, is it? It's not like, it's just fucking some ugly mid-ass waitress or...
Hey,
yeah.
and remember, we got the leaked scrims, and all I'm going to say is there's 3 leaked scrims, and TSM won one of them. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Even the Mighty T1 was beatable in the Korean scrim environment by TSM, you know? That definitely means the finals wasn't implausible, you know?
Obviously, the obvious joke here is don't let Amazing hear that, because he'd be like, you've got the wrong year, we were going to go to finals. Yeah. There you go, that's the meme, innit? We got him on the wrong one.
Amazing just sitting on the ND seat. Say it, 2014.
Yeah, no, the joke is, as you said, they could have gone to fans. Like, yeah, season 6. I wasn't even on the team then. Exactly, no, you got him on that.
No, the hot take for that one was they shouldn't have even made it out of groups. It took Sven Skeren being a TSM player earlier in his career.
Exactly.
Make sure they got out of groups, yeah.
Exactly. All I'm saying is that feels like some shit where like Kyle Reese, aka Bjergsen's like time brother, just came out like, look, it's the only way you ever make playoffs. Tell Sven Skeren to write this. And there you go, it's Danish Mitch. Next thing you know, TSM top 8 due to pure toxicity only.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.